This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, there was a rumor that there was a French Montana versus 50 Cent altercation in Miami. That was at Miami's 11 nightclub. Reportedly, they said that fight took place on January 31st. The club was hosting Snoop and 50. And somebody had said on Twitter, 50 Cent allegedly punched French Montana at a club last night in Miami. Well, French feels like 50 is the one spreading this rumor. And here's what he went on social media, posted a whole video of himself in a Fendi robe. And this is what he said.
I went to the club you was hosting. You heard I was coming, you walked out the back, you was in the car. I wish you would touch me. You run to the blogs the next day. I wasn't even gonna say nothing about it. But look at my face though. I ain't gonna talk no more. And tell them how you was in the car, you never came out the car. You forgot I'm the one that started Cocaine City DVDs. I'm the one that used to put getting beat up. You forgot who I am? You think you with, dinosaur?
Then he goes on to say that 50 paid for his Hollywood Walk of Fame star. And then he talks about Meek. He said, first it was Dream Chasers. I saw Meek. We laughed about it. Now this. You're a rat. And if you watch your video, your people went to the cops at the end of your party that I came to find you and you ran. So...
Nobody on earth can make me mad enough to go live and yell at the phone or explain myself to my phone. It's not happening.
Yeah, and the whole thing is 50 BC is so unbothered by everything. It's kind of like, friends, you were in a bad situation, you know, just health-wise. I want him to just leave this alone and move on and concentrate.
I just didn't understand, stand it. It's Super Bowl weekend. 50 was hosting at the club. Why even put yourself in a predicament to be into an altercation and fight? I don't know what happened, but I just don't know. Like,
French, you got hit records, you got amazing things happening, you got your schools going, all that stuff you're doing. This is the last thing that needs to be happening.
What happened
right
to
now.
the love? Just last week when Kobe Bryant passed away, everybody was all kumbaya and let's hug and make amends with people and yada yada yada. Now a week later, y'all back on the BS.
All right, well, let's talk about Mase responding to Diddy's Grammy speech. Now, here's what Diddy said.
In the great words of Erykah Badu, we are artists and we are sensitive about our We are passionate. For most of us, this is all we got. This is our only hope. Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. And it's not just going on in music, it's going on in film, it's going on in sports, it's going on around the world. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now.
Well, then Mase responded. He posted a picture of Meek Mill and Meek Mill's Twitter post. What's up with all these different erased men? Got all these young black kids in slave contracts in the music business. Come get with us. You need help fixing your situation. Dream Chasers times Rock Nation is literally stealing. Now we found something we can get rich off. And Mase wrote in his caption, at Diddy, I heard your Grammy speech about how you are now for the artist and about how the artist must take back control. So I will be the first to take that initiative. He goes on to say that he gave Diddy his publishing 24 years ago and got $20,000 for that publishing.
That's crazy.
He said, which makes me never want to work with you as any artist wouldn't after you know someone is robbing you and tarnishing your name when you don't want to comply with his horrendous business model. And so he said, however, people would always ask what's up with Mase, so I would be forced to still perform to not look crazy when I was getting peanuts and the robbery would continue. He goes on to say, to add insult, you keep screaming black excellence and love, but I know love isn't free. So I offered you $2 million cash just a few days ago to sell me back my publishing as his biggest artist alive that always show you respect for giving me an opportunity at 19. Your response was, if I can match what the European guy offered him, that would be the only way I can get it back, or else I can wait until I'm 50 years old and it will revert back to me from when I was 19 years old. So... he's trying to get himself out of that
Why
deal.
y'all say I was crazy to buy Mase publishing for $20,000 back then? Mase wasn't an established star back then yet.
He wasn't, but the fact that he bought it for $20,000 and Mase has put up so many different numbers.
Yeah, but that was before the numbers, though. That's when Puff started his Bad Boy Publishing Company.
Yeah, but that was when he was 19. Mase is about 40-something years old.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Who's right and who's wrong here? You did sign a contract, and then in that contract, your rights revert back to you at the age of 50. But seeing what a big star he is, that he became at that time. Yeah. Shouldn't you have said, let's renegotiate this to make it more fair?
I heard he did, though. Like, listen, I'm all for black people supporting black people, but we got to talk business, okay? The word is Mase renegotiated his contract after his first album, and he got this huge advance, and then he bounced. So doesn't Mase technically owe Diddy some money? So if you owe me money, I want that money, and then you can buy your publishing back. But I'm not going to, just sell you your publishing with the money that you technically owe me.
Well, I'm sure
You can't buy your publishing with the money you technically owe me.
I'm sure Diddy is going to respond at some point, but I'm not sure who's right and who's wrong.
It's definitely like you said, it's definitely business. But if you sign your way, you're publishing for $20,000. Now let's be
At
real.
19?
$20,000 at 19 is absolutely positively nothing. But like Charlamagne said, if I give you a huge advance because your
Yes.
first album did amazing,
And then I
you renegotiate it, and then you never put the album out, and then you retired from rap.
Yes.
And I didn't make another dime off.
Come
of you
on, you owe
after I
me.
invested all this money into you. This is business, and this is business at the end of the day.
You can't buy your publishing back with money that you owe me. All right,
But I don't know the ins and outs of the contract, but it sounds like he said, yeah. If I invested, people got to understand, he invested money in Mase and building Mase and making Mase a brand. The reason Mase is able to perform right now at the age of 40, when he has his last album came out, 44, whatever it was, when his last came out 20 years ago, is because they built that brand, and that costs money.
Well, maybe we can discuss this later, but in the meantime, that is your rumor report.